Hello, welcome pen friends. Welcome to day 5. It's day 5 of Ink Journals Challenge, 30 inks, 30 days. And day 5 finds me writing with Robert Oster Green Lime. And boy, has this ink surprised me. I knew I wanted to try it, and it's pretty and everything, but it's turning out a lot better than I thought, actually. I'm surprised at how much I like this ink. And I don't know why, because I really do love the Robert Oster inks. So let's get right in there, and I'll show you why I like it so much. Let's see. I'm going to go over here. Oh, we filled that up, and now we're over here. What I love about it is it shades like crazy. It really does. It has a beautiful shading, and it shades a little bit differently on all the paper. This is the Rhodia Gold book, but I find that it looks a little bit different wherever I write, which is so cool. Here I was just, it's funny, I guess I needed to dip already, so that got light. But I'm using the broad nib today. I didn't even bother putting the medium nib in. I kept the broad one in because I knew I wanted to finish some letters, and I kind of wanted to go right through everything with the same nib. So it was just being lazy, but it's turned out to work out just fine. So let's go and see some other places. Actually, I wanted to say that this little sample came from Anderson Pens. And it, I think somebody must have sent it to me. And the reason I think that is because it only has 2 mils in there now, and I don't remember playing with it. And I would remember this. I truly would. So it's an anonymous thank you. It came from Anderson Pens, but I don't believe I purchased it. And it is available widely, like at Goulet Pens and Anderson and several other places, for $17 for the 50 milliliter bottle. And Anderson has a 3 milliliter sample for $1.50. So moving right along, let's see how it did on the Tomoe River paper in this wonderful journal that I'm just loving. It really is nice. I like it. I'm hoping with the crappy lighting I have today, I'm not sure if you'll be able to see, but it shades really nicely. I'm not necessarily seeing that on what you're seeing, so hopefully you'll be able to catch it here and there. But it just shades really nicely, and of course I'm tracking still I'm going to keep this book as tracking for my intermittent fasting and my low carb, my weight loss quest, and this is day 16 with the intermittent fasting, and it finds me doing quite well, except that I'm having to deal with some possible electrolyte imbalances. My total carbs yesterday were 76, and I again was bugged by excessive having to pee all day, so that was not all day, but you know, it was bothering me. But I've got an idea on that, so not to get too far off track though. We'll save that for while we're watching the ink marinate. But the only one that bled through was the UB notebook, and that was this case for the last several inks, so it wasn't horrible, but it bled through more than I would like. And then the ink looks nice and did good on the Leuchtturm here, and oh goodness, I'm trying to show too much at once here. And then of course on the Rhodia, I don't know if you could see how it shaded, but it did really good. And let's see, of course the CVS the CVS filler paper, it did really great on that. And we're talking about it being with the broad nib too, so I was impressed. And it didn't even bleed through my Office Depot. This is another, you know, fairly economical notebook, but it did just fine. It didn't bleed through at all. So that was really good, I thought. So that all did good. Now let's get to the fun part. This is the paper that I really like seeing this on too. And I just had a ball with this because this is the 140-pound watercolor paper. And look what it did. I just painted it on with a paintbrush, and then I did, you know, dabbing with the brush. And then after that, I just introduced water with the brush, and this is how it shaded. It's dramatic. I had mislabeled it at first, so that's a little sticker on top. But then next to it, to kind of compare, is the Noodler's Grün Cactus Eel, which at first seemed like almost exactly the same. You know, very, very similar, so that's interesting. But I felt like there was more dramatic shading. I mean, it did almost the exact same process both places, and you could see that a lot more of the little dark edges, which I love. I just love shading. in an ink. It's my favorite attribute. And then we go down into a lighter, much lighter, Caran d'Ache Delicate Green, which is quite a bit lighter and a little brighter, and much more subtle when you introduce the water. So I don't know if that would help anybody, but that's what I came up with, and I just love looking at this. Oh my goodness, it's amazing. It's worth it to me to do this, because it's so nice to see these colors. So that's how we did there. Let's see. Aha, I think we're down to the water test, because yeah, that's where we're at. I've shown my pen enough times. I'm with the Serendipity still, and you can refer to the other videos for that. But we'll do the water test, because then I've got a couple other things to blab about, and it won't be quite so bad here. All right, let's see what happens. Ooh, at very least, we're going to see that beautiful green come out. Nice. It's pretty pretty. But I've learned to let it sit for a while, because, you know, it does its thing. So I was just going to show you real quick. This is one of the things I'm going to try, so that maybe I can, with my lower carb intake, kind of balance my electrolytes a little better. Certainly I'm sleeping now, and I'm having fewer other symptoms, but I don't, I want to make sure. So what I've read about is that you can, it says this is unrefined salt that comes from high in the Himalayan mountains, rich in many minerals, including calcium, magnesium, potassium, copper, and iron. So I thought maybe I would try what I was reading about, which was putting it in the water, letting it dissolve, and then, you know, drinking the water once it's been, I guess, so much time. So I'll let you know how that goes. That's just an experiment I'm doing on myself, and I think it's fairly safe. So, oh, and this is more important. Oh, see how that's going? Oh my, it's going. It's going. But I got one more thing anyway to talk about, and then we'll look at it again. I want to say a special thank you to the person who sent me 8 samples of ink and a pen. This is a Lambatu 3059. I don't know if you can see that. It's a piston filler. I can't wait to play with it. And there's 8 ink samples. Let's, of course, I indexed them as soon as they came in. This was my favorite, Noodler's Bad Blue Heron. Okay, and then there was Noodler's Bay State Concord Grape, which they did include a little caution to either dedicate a pen to it or understand that it could stain. And then this is a 1950s Hungarian Exa Brown. A very, you know what that reminds me of? It reminds me of those Necco candies that used to come in the little rolls that you could see into. And I would go in and I would take all the chocolate ones. I'm serious. That's what it reminds me of, and it looks really yummy. So, and then the next one is Vintage Schaefer Script, number 42 Blue. Okay, and then 1950s Hungarian Exa Umber. And you'll be seeing more of these, but I think I'd done my list or something already, because my husband even said, hey, how come you're not including inks that came in? But I'd already kind of planned what I was going to use. Pelikan Edelstein Onks. That's nice. And I haven't done much experimenting with different blacks, so that's neat. And then this one. This is so neat. Lake Erie Custom Ink. Huh. Now that one kind of reminds me. Okay, well, let's do this one. Vintage Schaefer Script, number 2 Red. So that's amazing, too. Let me compare that to that other that I said. Oh, okay. No, this is more in the brown, and this is more in the gray family. Anyway, I just wanted to share this with you as I said that special thank you, because the person didn't actually leave a return address, or they already would be getting a letter from me, a thank you letter. But it's so neat, because on the envelope it was kind of mysterious, and it said Incognitos Inks. At least that's how I read it. So, oh my, it was such fun. Oh my goodness. So thank you, thank you. And please, anybody who has sent me ink, don't feel bad if yours didn't show up on this 30-day challenge, because this whole thing is showing me that this is where my love is. This is where my heart is the ink, the inks, and of course pen things like sleeves and fun stuff like that. But I'm going to be continuing this. This isn't just this 30 days. So anyway, that's what I wanted to say. That big thank you to that person. And it looks like this is typical fountain pen ink because you don't see anything left on the page and you wouldn't want to address your envelope with it. But it's beautiful ink, isn't it? Just beautiful. I think I'll leave us with this image here. I'm just crazy about this. How it shows me what the ink's going to do in a watercolor, which I love. I wish there was just a little more natural light. As I tilt it like that, which looks kind of ridiculous, then it does show true that this is much lighter. Because we're just from the angle of the window here today, I could tell we're gonna get some rain. It looks like it's darkening. So that's my video for today. I'm just over 10 minutes, but that's okay. That's how it went today. And I will see you on the next video. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you for the feedback. It helps me to know that you like seeing it like this or whatever, you know. And so keep it coming, okay? Thank you. Bye for now.